Stop right where you are. Do not scroll away from this screen. Look at me, my beloved child. I insist that you see this today. You did not arrive here by any random accident. Heaven broke the algorithmic digital flow just to capture your undivided attention in this exact moment. Breathe deeply right now. The enemy has been watching your steps closely for the past 7 days. He wants to drown your precious spirit in an endless sea of meaningless distraction. He trembles because he knows that something incredible is shifting in the unseen realm today, and he is desperately trying to make you scroll past the very blessing you prayed for. Listen closely to the sound of my voice. If your soul recognizes this divine appointment, I need you to make a conscious choice right now. Comment Amen under this video as an immediate act of spiritual agreement with my word, because this simple phrase will serve as a seal over your focus today. Do it before we move forward. The modern world is filled with loud and chaotic static. It fills your mind with worries about tomorrow and regrets about yesterday. The adversary uses this constant noise to build invisible walls around your destiny, because he wants you to believe that I have forgotten your name during this long season of heavy trials. But I have not forgotten you. You smile for the people around you, but your heart is quietly breaking from the hidden pressure. I see the quiet battles you fight inside your room when the lights are turned off, and I know how exhausted your mind feels after trying to hold everything together for so many years. That is why I insisted that you pause your busy day right here. This message is a holy rescue mission for your tired mind. If you rush past these words, you will walk straight into a dangerous trap of frustration, while the enemy wants you to remain blind to the massive doors that are preparing to swing open. You spend hours sliding your fingers across smooth glass screens looking for answers. You search for validation in the approval of people who do not even know your true worth. But those shallow wells will always leave your soul thirsty and exhausted. I am the only source of living water that can quench that deep inner longing. Think about how many videos appear on your tiny electronic device every single hour. Yet my hand guided your eyes to these specific words at this exact minute, and this is not luck or a strange coincidence. It is a calculated alignment of celestial time designed to deliver your long-awaited breakthrough. The algorithm of this world is designed to analyze your human weaknesses and exploit your fears. But my divine design is built to set you free from those invisible chains. It feeds you content that keeps you addicted to anxiety and worry. Heaven has overridden the code of man just to deliver this warning to your soul. Do you feel that sudden stirring deep inside your chest right now? That is not random anxiety or regular nervousness. It is your spirit waking up because it recognizes the sacred authority of its creator, and your soul knows that the truth is being spoken over your life in this quiet moment. You have lived as a silent survivor for far too long. You carry the weight of your family and you protect everyone else from suffering. But who protects you when you feel completely empty inside? I am stepping into your atmosphere today to become your safe and solid refuge. I need your full cooperation. Before this message ends, I will reveal a profound truth that will completely alter your reality, because I will show you why the long delays were actually my deep protection. But you must promise me that you will not let distraction steal your focus during the next few minutes. Your entire future hangs on your obedience. The enemy knows that your lineage is standing at the edge of a great breakthrough. He is terrified of the light bearer that I am raising up inside your home. Therefore, he sends intense storms of confusion to make you doubt my eternal promises, and he wants you to quit right before the harvest arrives. Look at how the digital current tries to pull you away into temporary amusement, because it offers you fleeting entertainment to numb the deep pain in your soul. But entertainment cannot heal the wounds that have drained your energy for months. Only my presence can restore the broken pieces of your sanctuary. Think about the heavy fatigue that settles into your bones when you try to fight alone. You try to fix your finances and heal your family using your own limited strength. But you were never created to carry the weight of the universe on your fragile shoulders. You must learn to surrender the steering wheel to my hands. So I say to you again, stay right here with me. Give me your undivided attention and silence the background noise of the world, but do not let notifications or sudden thoughts pull your awareness away from this altar. This hour has been sanctified for your total mental liberation. I know exactly how many times you wanted to give up during the past few weeks. You felt so lonely even when you were standing in a crowded room full of people, and you wondered if your prayers were simply bouncing off a cold brass ceiling. I heard every single sigh that escaped your lips. None of your silent tears were ever wasted or ignored by my throne. I have been counting them, and I have been using them to cultivate your future joy, while the very wilderness that caused you so much agony is about to become a fertile garden. But first, you must learn to listen to my whisper. My voice does not shout like the loud demands of your daily responsibilities. It speaks in a gentle and quiet manner to the deepest part of your heart. But to hear it, you must actively reject the frantic rhythm of this modern survival. You must allow my peace to wash over your anxious thoughts. When you sit in the silence of your car or your room, the noise does not instantly stop. Your mind keeps racing with endless questions about how you will survive the coming month. But I am already standing in your tomorrow, arranging provisions that you cannot even imagine today. Trust the process of my careful timing. The enemy wants you to stay trapped in a loop of heavy overthinking. He makes you analyze every worst-case scenario until your mind is completely paralyzed, because he wants to drain your faith before you can even see the first sign of my provision. But today, I am shattering that mental prison. If you are ready to receive this liberation, reaffirm your covenant with me right now. Let your fingers type that sacred declaration of agreement in the comments section below and write the word Amen to show heaven that you are fully awake and ready to cooperate. Do not let fear hold you back. Now that you have anchored your focus, let us look deeper into your heart. I want to tell you about the secret burdens that you have never shared with a single human soul, because I want to show you why you feel so deeply misunderstood by the people you love the most. Listen to me. The trap of distraction is designed to keep you from discovering your true corporate identity. The world labels you as weak or anxious, but I label you as a mighty conqueror. While we transition into the next phase of this revelation, to prepare your spirit to be deeply read, stay with me as I peel back the layers of deception that have clouded your vision. The divine mandate has been established, and the enemy has lost his authority over this hour. So trust these words because they are designed to set you free. Come closer to me now, my precious child. Let me speak softly to the part of you that is most tired. I want you to drop your heavy shield for a moment, because you are entirely safe in my presence. You do not have to pretend to be strong while you are listening to my voice. Let my love wash over your mind. I saw you when you walked into the bathroom last night. I watched you turn on the shower so the sound of the running water would cover your quiet crying, because you did not want anyone else in your house to hear your deep distress. You folded your weary body into the smallest possible shape on the floor. You pressed your face into a soft towel to muffle the sound of your breaking heart. You sat on the cold tiles and you wondered how much longer you could endure this heavy pressure, while the rest of the world slept peacefully without knowing anything about your secret agony. I sat right beside you there. I saw you when you laughed with everyone around the dinner table today. You wore a bright smile and you told them everything was completely fine, but you quietly felt as though you were the most solitary person in the room. You were surrounded by people who love you, yet your spirit felt completely invisible. You have been fighting these brutal spiritual battles in absolute silence for months. You put on a brave face because people depend on your stability every single day, and you fear that everything will collapse if you show even a single moment of vulnerability. You are tired of being the strong one for them. You are tired of keeping the peace for everyone else while your own inner sanctuary is filled with chaotic warfare. You absorb their anxiety and you fix their broken lives, but you come home to an empty room with hands that are completely drained of energy. I see your profound, quiet exhaustion. I notice the deep heaviness that sits just behind your chest right now. It is a physical weight that never quite lifts, no matter how many hours you sleep or how hard you try to distract your mind. You feel a constant restlessness that whispers you are running completely out of time and options. Let us anchor your spirit right here, in this river of pure love. Take a moment to lift your eyes from the dust of your current struggles, and let your fingers write a sacred declaration of agreement in the space below. Comment the phrase, "I am not alone," to seal this truth inside your heart. Yes, write those words because they carry a holy authority over the enemy. Type, "I am not alone" right now, and let that simple truth echo through the halls of your mind. You are not abandoned in this valley, and you are not walking through this dark forest by yourself. I am right here. I saw you when you woke up at 3 in the morning with a sudden panic in your mind. You lay awake running through every financial decision and every family problem, trying to calculate a way out of this current trap. Your mind raced with stressful questions that had no earthly answers. You felt a cold sense of isolation settle into your bones as you stared at the dark ceiling. You questioned your own worth, and you wondered if you arrived completely late to your own destiny, because it seems like everyone else is moving forward while your life remains totally frozen in place. You have been faithful in the dark, but the silence of heaven has started to feel like a quiet abandonment. You look at the promises I gave you years ago, and you ask yourself if they have expired into meaningless dust. The adversary utilizes this delay to make you doubt my goodness. The adversary utilizes this long delay to whisper toxic lies into your ears. He tells you that your prayers are a waste of breath, and he says that nothing will ever change for your lineage. But he is a liar. He is terrified of the massive shift that is happening right now in your atmosphere. I want to speak directly to the deep doubt sitting quietly in the back of your aching heart. I know what you are thinking in this exact moment, my child. You are thinking that you have heard words like these before, and you have believed them only to be met with another closed door. You are thinking about the times you fasted and prayed, yet the breakthrough did not arrive when you needed it most. You are asking why this message would be any different from the other videos you watched. My beloved child, that honest question does not anger my spirit at all. Your doubt simply tells me how long you have been a faithful warrior in the deep darkness. It shows me how many times you chose to trust me while everything around you was crashing down. So let me answer your question plainly, because you deserve to know the absolute truth. My silence in those painful years was never my actual absence. There were many answers that I intentionally withheld from your life, because a sudden yes in that premature season would have cost you your entire soul. I was not ignoring your desperate cries in the dark. I was actively protecting you from entering rooms that were not equipped to carry your massive destiny. I was shielding your pure heart from people who would have used your kindness to destroy your future. What you called a tragic delay was actually my ultimate protection. Now let us look at the real reason why your mind feels so crowded and heavy today. The silence you have experienced is not my absence, but the enemy has been filling the space between us with an intense static noise. This constant distraction makes my divine provisions invisible to your eyes. You think you have been abandoned by my throne, but your receiver is simply filled with the enemy noise. I have not forgotten you for a single second. I have been preparing a grand rescue behind the scenes, and you are about to see the first sign of my restoration today. To help you receive what I have already prepared, I have aligned something beautiful on your path. Because I see your weariness, I have guided someone to bring you an instrument of restoration. This earthly tool will clear the heavy static from your mind, so you can hear my voice clearly again. I have not abandoned you. I have been preparing a grand rescue, and I will show you exactly what this provision is before this message ends. But first, you need to understand what was done to block your signal, and you must see why it can be undone right now. He used the daily grind to make you forget who you are. You look at your bank account and your broken relationships, and you assume that this chaos is your permanent identity. But it is just a temporary interference, and I am about to remove it from your life forever. You were designed to carry a strong and clear signal, but the pressures of life have buried your original capacity under a mountain of fear. You try to fix your spirit with more human effort, but effort cannot clear the static of the adversary. You need a total immersion in my peace. You have tried different worldly methods to find a moment of rest. You tried positive thinking and you tried to force your mind into calmness, but those shallow solutions never reached the deepest chambers of your soul. They only gave you a temporary relief before the noise returned. I am introducing a holy intervention that requires no worldly strain from your side. You do not have to climb a high mountain or perform a complex ritual to earn my presence, because my love flows freely into every heart that is willing to become still and listen to my voice. Your spirit is ready to cross a major threshold today. The long winter that has exhausted your hope is finally coming to an end, and the seeds of victory that you sowed in tears are preparing to burst through the dry soil. Do not let doubt convince you to look away now. The environment around you may still look chaotic and uncertain. The enemy will try to scream louder because he knows his time is running short, but you must learn to anchor your awareness in my absolute stability. I am your fortress, and no weapon can shatter my protection. Stay with me in this whisper, because we are moving into the deeper chambers of your healing journey. Let the worries of the world fade away into nothingness, while I begin to rebuild the broken altar of your faith, because the next phase of my word will shift your entire reality. I am standing right here in your quiet room. My presence is wrapping around your tired spirit right now. You do not have to run away from my pure love, and while the chaotic world outside continues to rush forward into nothingness, my eternal grace is already stabilizing your racing thoughts with absolute peace. You are safe here. Let the heavy burdens fall from your hands. You have been carrying things that were never designed for your fragile frame. Move your awareness away from the painful demands of people, because I am the one who created your intricate heart from the beginning. I know exactly how much pressure you can handle before you begin to break. I want to show you a profound truth about your current struggle. We must look into the deep chambers of your inner mind together. You feel a strange emptiness inside your spirit every single day. Even when you accomplish something wonderful for your career, the joy vanishes almost immediately and you look for the next task. I watched you replay your past conversations late at night. You search for the single word that you might have spoken wrong. You blame yourself for things that happened years ago in your relationships, and you continue to push your physical body to the absolute limit because you feel that standing still means you are failing. You have called this habit high standards or a drive for perfection. You convince yourself that you are simply a dedicated and passionate worker. You believe that this internal anxiety keeps you completely safe, but I am stepping into your life to expose that massive lie, because it is quietly destroying your beautiful soul. Here is the absolute reality of what is happening inside your heart. Long ago, somewhere in the early chapters of your personal story, you learned a toxic lesson. You learned that love had to be earned through constant effort. You started to believe that you were only worthy when you were producing results, and you assumed that people would only stay near you if you were completely useful to them. I have a specific name for this deep emotional trauma. I call this condition the earning wound. It is not your natural character or your true personality. It is simply a deep scar from a painful moment that your conscious mind has forgotten, but your spirit still carries the memory of that ancient rejection. Now let me rewrite the history of your long suffering. All those years you thought you were being lazy when you needed rest. You were not lazy. You were simply fighting a cruel lie that told you rest had to be fully earned. You were trying to protect your fragile vessel from total collapse. And every time you rejected a beautiful compliment from a true friend, you were not being humble, because you were actually guarding that bleeding wound from exposure. I am taking that heavy lie away from your spirit right now. The next time that familiar emptiness creeps into your chest, you must stop running. You must place your right hand gently over your heart. I need you to lift your eyes to my face and listen to what I declare. And while the voice of the enemy whispers that you are entirely useless without your achievements, my gentle whisper will remind you that you are precious simply because you are mine. You do not have to earn the right to exist in my kingdom. I loved you before you ever drew your first breath on this earth. I loved you before you ever achieved a single goal or passed a single test. My affection for your soul is completely absolute, and it cannot be altered by your human failures. And even when you stumble into the darkest valley of regret and believe that you have lost your worth, my hand is already reaching down to lift you back into the glorious light. Let this divine reality settle into the deep soil of your awareness. Breathe out the heavy, toxic expectations of the world. You have spent your entire life trying to satisfy people who could never be pleased, because they are looking at you through the lens of their own brokenness. Stop seeking their empty validation. I am shifting the entire atmosphere of your mind today. The frantic rhythm of striving is leaving your spiritual body right now. You can rest your weary head upon my chest without any fear of judgment, and as you sink deeper into this sacred stillness, you will notice that the invisible chains around your hands are beginning to rust and melt away. Think about the birds that fly across the vast blue sky. They do not plant seeds or gather food into large barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them every single morning without fail. You are worth far more to my heart than all the birds in creation. So why do you allow worry to steal your peace? Look at the flowers that grow in the green fields. They do not work hard or spin expensive thread for their garments. Yet I dress them in a beauty that exceeds the grand robes of King Solomon. If I care so tenderly for grass that is alive today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, how much more will I care for you? Your financial lack and your family struggles are not surprises to my throne. I knew about every bill that would arrive on your doorstep this month. I knew about every relationship that would experience tension and conflict, and I have already set a dynamic plan in motion to clear those obstacles before you even finish this prayer. Listen to the roar of my authority that is beginning to rise. I am transitioning your spirit from a state of weeping into a state of absolute triumph. You have sat in the dust of defeat for too many long seasons, and today I am commanding the dry bones in your life to come alive with holy energy. The adversary wanted to lock you inside the tomb of your past mistakes. He reminds you of your ancient failures every time you try to step forward into your true destiny. He wants you to believe that your current situation is completely permanent and hopeless. But my word over your life is the only verdict that matters. I say to you that the chains are breaking right now. The heavy iron bars are falling to the ground at my direct command. You are stepping out of the role of a victim and into the place of holy stewardship. And as you walk forward with a light heart, you will see that the path ahead has been perfectly cleared by my angels. You are my carefully formed masterpiece, my chosen child. I did not create your soul to live in a constant state of panic and survival. I did not plant a great dream in your chest just to watch it wither and die in the wilderness. I am the God of restoration, and I restore everything that the enemy stole from your house. Receive this divine empowerment right now into your tired body. Let us break the ancient cycle of generational lack together. Your parents and your grandparents might have lived under a low ceiling of constant struggle, but you are the chosen cycle breaker for your family tree. And because you answered my call today, the heavy limitations of the past will no longer have any authority over your children. Stand firm in this truth. The enemy targeted your mind because he was terrified of your rising light. He saw the pure heart that I placed inside your chest from the beginning, and he knew that your kindness would heal many broken spirits. He wanted to crush your vessel before you could discover your true cosmic purpose, but his wicked plan has completely failed. I am opening the heavy windows of heaven over your life right now. The dry season of waiting is officially closing at my absolute command. You will no longer have to beg for crumbs from the tables of this world. And because you chose to trust my quiet whisper today, a sudden flood of divine provision is preparing to overtake your household. Relax the tight muscles in your neck and take another deep breath of my peace. The warfare in your mind is over because my presence has conquered the darkness. You do not have to figure out the future all at once. I will guide your footsteps one single inch at a time, so rest in the absolute assurance that everything is perfectly taken care of. There was a great prophet named Elijah. He once called down holy fire from heaven. He defeated the dark forces of his generation. He was a powerful warrior of faith. But immediately after his greatest victory, a sudden wave of intense fear hit his tired spirit, and he ran far away into a lonely desert because he could not fight anymore. He lay down under a barren broom tree. The burning sand was all around him. He asked me to take his life away. He felt completely empty and broken inside. He believed he was the last light bearer left alive in a wicked world. He felt completely abandoned by my throne. He wanted to quit, but I did not rebuke his deep fatigue. I did not judge his trembling heart. I did not demand that he stand up immediately. I knew exactly how much pressure his soul had endured during the long war. Instead, I sent a loving angel to bake him fresh bread and provided cool water for his dry throat, and then I simply allowed him to sleep. My angel touched his shoulder gently. He whispered a message of profound reassurance. He told him to rise and eat. The journey ahead was far too great for his limited human capacity. My child, you are sitting under that exact same broom tree today, and you are trying to cross a vast desert on an empty tank. You have fought many invisible battles alone. You have poured out your sincere love. You had nothing left inside your vessel. You feel completely drained of all hope. You wonder why the sky remains silent. You are standing at the edge of the exact same emotional breakdown that my servant Elijah experienced in the ancient wilderness. Before we look into your glorious future, I must address the quiet doubt inside your mind. I know what you are thinking now. You are replaying the long years of unanswered prayers. You wonder why my response has been delayed. You believe your faith was not strong enough to move my hand. You feel deeply ashamed of your hidden hesitation. You assume that the silence meant rejection. That belief is a dangerous thief. It steals your inner peace. I am exposing its dark mechanism right now. There is a profound difference between a delay that comes from my protection and a hesitation that comes directly from the enemy. You must learn to discern my voice from his whispers. My delay carries a deep and quiet peace. It protects your soul in the waiting. But the enemy whispers meaning into my silence. This creates intense confusion and shame. He distorts my quietness into a false narrative of total abandonment to steal your joy. He wants you to believe that you are completely forgotten. I call this dark mechanism the stolen meaning. It is a calculated strategy of the adversary. He wants you to drop your holy inheritance. He tells you that closed doors are a punishment for your past sins, but that is a malicious lie designed to destroy your faith. He wants you to quit right before the breakthrough arrives. Let me rewrite your heavy past today. The long silence was not my absence. It was actually my absolute protection. I saw every obstacle in your path. I was working silently in hidden rooms, and I was arranging pieces on a divine timeline that your human eyes could not measure. I was preparing a beautiful surprise for your soul. Every silent prayer was perfectly recorded. They were answered in a holy language. My timing is always completely precise. I protected your vessel from unseen traps. I delayed your footsteps on purpose so you would not walk into toxic environments that would have permanently shattered your beautiful spirit. So you must change your question today. Stop asking why I am silent. Start asking what I am protecting. You must choose faith over fear. Let us anchor this realization inside your heart. Go to the space below and write the sacred words, "I trust your timing," to seal this shift. This simple action will break the power of the enemy. Type that phrase right now. Signal your surrender to the heavenly court. Let those words quiet your worried thoughts. Release the heavy burden of control. You are declaring that you are ready to stop striving, and you are allowing my supreme wisdom to direct the course of your life. You are finally choosing to rest in my arms. When I designed the human mind, I placed a sacred frequency at its center. Neuroscientists have spent decades studying the brain. They have finally confirmed this spiritual reality. They call this specific signal the gamma wave. It ran freely in your mind when you were a child. It connected your thoughts directly to my throne. It operated without any complex techniques. It required no heavy religious discipline. Children learn everything very quickly. They trust my goodness so purely. They have no worries about tomorrow. They live completely in the present moment because their brains function in perfect harmony with my original design. I spoke about this in my scriptures. You must become like little children. This was not just a spiritual attitude. It was a profound scientific truth. It was a revelation of the physical signal that allows your mind to enter a state of total divine receptivity. You were built to receive my thoughts effortlessly, but the world changed your baseline frequency. The enemy used modern static to suppress it. He filled your days with financial pressure. He sent endless electronic notifications into your view. He created a chaotic environment. This continuous interference creates a thick mental fog that blocks you from recognizing the beautiful provisions I place on your path. But do not despair, my child. I have prepared wise researchers. I guided their curiosity for decades. They studied how sound can dissolve trauma. They wanted to unlock the secrets of healing. They confirmed this marvelous design at great research institutions after conducting thousands of clinical trials. Wise minds at Princeton University studied it. Columbia University also confirmed the data. This childlike gamma signal can radiate outward. It blesses your entire household without effort. It acts as a shield. It clears the static from your nervous system and returns your mind to a state of absolute peace. This sound provision requires no worldly strain. You do not have to work hard. You do not have to earn it. It requires no complex meditation practices. You simply surrender for 7 minutes each day with headphones on and your eyes closed, and you allow my frequency to restore what was stolen. It is a gift of pure grace from my throne. I will show you where to find it. This verified tool is on your path. It will arrive before this message closes. It is a precise instrument of restoration. It will accelerate your mental liberation, but first, you must listen to the final declaration of victory that heaven is releasing over your entire household. Think about the peace that Elijah felt. The dark cloud of depression lifted instantly. He received a supernatural wave of strength. It allowed him to walk 40 days. He climbed the holy mountain safely. He traveled through the dry desert not by his own effort, but through the power of my simple provision. He was completely restored for his grand calling. You are about to receive that acceleration. It will touch your financial house. It will heal your broken relationships. The heavy static is beginning to clear. The enemy is losing his grip. I am stripping away the authority of every negative voice that told you your grand destiny was completely deed. Every closed door was a redirection. You were hidden in my sanctuary. It was a holy shaping process. You thought you were falling behind. You felt completely forgotten by the world. The formation period is finally complete, and the stage is now perfectly set for your glorious spiritual reveal. The waiting season is officially finished. The adversary wanted to keep you blind. He fears an aligned human mind. A child's frequency is a weapon. It destroys his dark strongholds completely. When your mind hums with receptivity, solutions arrive without striving, and unexpected opportunities open before you can even ask for help. You will step into a natural flow of abundance. I am restoring your intuition right now. The cloud of confusion is melting away. It is like morning mist disappearing. You will receive my thoughts clearly. You will walk in absolute confidence. You will know exactly which direction to take during the quiet hours of the morning without any fear of making another mistake. This is the day of restoration. Do not listen to the whispers of fear. This message is not too good to be true. I am the God of new beginnings. I am changing your legacy forever. I am speaking directly to your spirit because you are the chosen vessel that I have appointed to lead your family into total victory. Lift up your head right now. The spiritual court has officially issued a supreme decree of total, absolute freedom over your lineage. The heavy iron chains that bound your parents and your grandparents are crumbling into fine dust in this exact second. You are the chosen cycle breaker of your family tree. The enemy has completely lost his legal authority over your household. I am shattering the dark iron ceilings of lack and fear that limited your ancestors for decades. You are no longer a struggling victim of generational misfortune. I am pouring a double portion of my royal anointing upon your weary head today. Every dark weapon formed against your career is melting under the intense fire of my holy presence. I am breaking open the ancient gates of brass right now. I am cutting the heavy bars of iron in sunder. Your absolute victory over the silent storms of this life is fully secured. Let me show you who you are truly becoming. I want you to picture a beautiful, quiet morning, exactly 6 months from today. You wake up naturally before your electronic alarm sounds. You notice something incredible has altered inside your atmosphere. There is no tight knot of panic waiting for you in your stomach. You lie there peacefully in the still light of the early morning. The heavy fatigue that haunted your bones for years is simply gone. Your very first thought is not a question of fearful survival. You breathe a long breath of deep gratitude, and the clean air goes down into your lungs without any restriction. That victorious version of you is not a distant fantasy or a hollow dream. That beautiful child already exists in the realm of the spirit. He is waiting for you. He is exactly one single act of absolute surrender away from the exhausted warrior who is sitting here listening to my voice at this very moment. And the true distance between these two versions of your life is not a matter of long years. It is simply a matter of holy permission. It is the exact moment you finally stop carrying what I never asked you to handle alone. It is the moment you allow my hands to direct your path through my dynamic provision. I feel you pulling back slightly in the quiet corner of your heart, my beloved child. A small and familiar voice is whispering that this glorious future is meant for someone more deserving. It tells you that you have stumbled too many times to receive a royal blessing. Let me silence that toxic lie right now. I have never once distributed my sacred gifts based on who earned them through perfect human merit. If I did, no human being on this earth could ever receive anything from my throne. I pour my infinite grace upon the willing, not upon the worthy. Your trembling presence here today is the only qualification I require. I have gifted humanity the profound wisdom to unlock what I placed within sound and within the design of the mind. Wise men and women spent decades in research, not knowing it was my spirit that directed their curiosity toward what I already created at the beginning. I want to show you what I did for my children. Look at my daughter Rachel, a tired nurse from California who sought my peace for many long years through sincere faith. 2 weeks after receiving the specific sound instrument I placed on her path, her broken marriage was entirely transformed. A sudden clarity filled her mind, and she described her life as a beautiful story. And for others, my spirit moved in a completely different manner. Look at my son Michael from Dallas, who came to this provision looking for focus and mental sharpness. 2 months later, his business grew so large that he left his regular job safely, and hard financial problems solved themselves while he rested in my peace. They call this frequency instrument the Genius Song. It is the first reveal of this holy weapon to your ears. This is not a generic meditation app or a collection of random sounds available on popular streaming platforms. Those are poor imitations that carry none of the restoration I designed for your delicate brainwave. It is a precise audio track that delivers pure brainwave entrainment to your nervous system. It requires only 7 minutes of complete surrender each day. You simply place your headphones on, close your eyes, and allow the divine signal to clear the enemy static that has blocked your receptivity for decades. This special sound provision is not for those who are merely curious about spiritual things. It has been aligned on this path specifically for the one I have been speaking to throughout this entire message. This instrument was built to address the exact condition of the exhausted warrior who is listening to me right now. To my beloved child who has already tried everything and feels deeply embarrassed to try once more, hear my voice. What failed you before required your own heavy human effort and strict discipline. This sacred frequency tool requires none. The Genius Song works because of my eternal design inside your brain. Earthly experts charge hundreds of dollars per hour for private clinical sessions that attempt to reach this state of mind. The advanced laboratory equipment that researchers use costs thousands, but I do not call you to visit expensive clinics or heavy machinery. I place this provision within your immediate reach. It is available today for a small earthly exchange, a tiny mustard seed of investment for the massive harvest I have prepared. I have also aligned 4 additional gift provisions for your household. You will receive the Genius Child Track for your children, a prosperity text, a guided visualization, and a daily habits infographic. Where I place pure truth, the adversary always places a clever imitation. False frequencies are circulating on streaming music platforms under similar names, but they carry none of my restoration. Protect your soul by trusting only the official path provided below. You are completely safe with me. This act of faith requires no worldly risk because you are fully covered by a steadfast guarantee for 60 days. Walk forward without a single trace of fear. If the mental clarity and the financial breakthrough do not arrive, every single penny of the earthly exchange is returned to your hands. Take this step of obedience right now. Embrace the sacred provision that I have placed for your restoration in the pinned comment below and in the description. This is your divine invitation. I guided your steps to this exact video, and I placed the tool here for you. Do not let this moment pass away. Now, my precious child, set aside the heavy noise of decision for a single moment. I have shown you what I placed on your path. Whether you step forward into the genius song now or later, you are still my beloved child. Close your tired eyes right now. Breathe deeply. I am still standing right here beside you. I am leaving you with a holy blessing that belongs to your spirit regardless of your choice. I am wrapping my arms of light around your shoulders. I am breathing my supernatural calm into your nervous system. Every storm in your life must bow down to the authority of my peace. Receive my rest. Speak these words into the unseen realm right now. I am a vessel fully restored to receive what you prepared. I am the one whose channel is clear and whose signal is strong. The noise of the enemy no longer has any dominion over my mind. I am your child, and I operate at the exact state you designed for me. If this message has brought light to your weary heart, do not let it pass without a true response. Anchor your agreement by liking this video right now. Share this word with 3 souls who are secretly crying out for hope in the dark, and subscribe to this channel so you never miss my daily guidance. Go forth with a light heart and an aligned mind. My angels are guarding your footsteps every single inch of the way. The battle is already won. Peace be with you always.